Okay. That should fix it. Let's try that. I see that my microphone is picking up sound now. Is this the point where we blame the solar flares? 100%. Showing the spinning thing like you're not connected to YouTube anymore. I'm glad you guys are here letting me know. I really do appreciate it. As frustrating as it is. Likes are at 666. Fucking rock on. My goal is not to get frustrated with streaming to the point where I quit. I need to solve every problem. And that will be fine. That's all I need to do is just solve the problem and move on. I have had trouble in the past. It's 4 seconds behind TikTok, but it's going. But you can hear me? At some point, we'll address all the issues. And, it'll be a nice quality stream. I completely get why some people just are like, yeah, I don't want to stream. It's too much of a headache. I don't blame them at all. Okay. Yeah, so I should have checked before I updated or after I updated Streamlabs to get everything kosher between Facebook and my router and the stream keys and all that fun stuff. That's my fault. Because I've done that before where there's no sound on any of the output from Streamlabs. And it's because whenever you update something, like settings get changed and buttons get changed. That's why I don't use hotkeys anymore. Because every time an update would come through for Streamlabs, all my hotkeys would be turned off. So, took 12 seconds to get from chat to your stream feed. Okay. I think that is actually a setting I have set. That might be... I'll look into that. Alright. Yay, we're working. Hooray! It should... Okay. Hey, Greg, how you doing? What's the same? What's going on? Same as it ever was. Alright. Oh, man. There was a story I was going to tell you guys. Now I forgot what it was. I need to write this stuff down. So I can be like, hey, yo, don't forget to mention this tonight on stream. It was an army story, and it was funny. You used to stream on Twitch multiple times a week. You get it? Yeah. Yeah, it's a pain. But it's working. We are hardwired in. I'm not getting any reports of dropped frame rate on Streamlabs, so like get a little dry erase board for stream ideas. Man, that's a good idea. I could put it right here. That's not a bad idea at all. Because most of the time, I'm down here, sitting on my butt, opening and closing rings. Alright, this A looks wonky. That's okay. I'm going to go back and I'll fix it later. This is a bad way of going about doing things, but this is what happens when you don't do your prep. So we're just going to put down material and call it good for right now. Alright, so maybe it's the way it's stretching. Is that what the problem is? If I took that ring out, maybe. I don't know. We'll finish the A and then move on with our lives. Not enough to worry about right now. Done is better than perfect with this project. Of course, I want it to look good. It's going to go up on the wall. I got the spot all picked out for it. I need to get some hooks. So what I'll do, it'll hang like a curtain. It'll have a rod through loops at the top. And I have one inlay up like that, and I think it looks really good. It's a inlay of a killer whale. And I have whale tails for hooks holding up the rod that holds the inlay. So I'm going to do that with this. I got to find some hooks, right? Maybe some curtain hooks with 4-leaf clovers on them or something. That'd be cool. Is 6-in-1 better for inlays? No, absolutely not. Okay. The recipe that I have found, and I haven't tried it yet, but this is what the Chain Nerd uses. August Grappin over at the Chain Nerd. I've seen his inlays, and he uses 18 gauge 5/32 European 4-in-1 for his inlays. Last I checked. I haven't seen him stream in a long time. But he did highly detailed inlays using 18 gauge 5/32 rings and European 4-in-1, right? So that's a little inside baseball for those of you that aren't familiar with chainmail. I chose European 6-in-1 for my inlays and for my first shirt because I am not a smart person. Okay? So don't be like me. Be cool, stay in school, and don't use European 6-in-1 for inlays. It's not that you can't, right? Obviously, I've made several inlays using European 6-in-1, but the ratio for 18 gauge 5/32 European 4-in-1 is like 1 ring equals 1 pixel, basically. And you can plan out your inlays a lot easier with that method than trying to do this silly thing that I'm doing here. Mistakes I made, choosing the weave. European 6-in-1. Not the best idea, right? Using 18 gauge 1/4-inch rings. Not the best idea for an inlay. Just because I can't get the detail with this that I think I could have gotten had I used 18 gauge 5/32 rings. The inlay would probably have ended up a lot smaller, fewer rings, and once again, that's what I learned from August Grappin over at the Chain Nerd. A very skilled chainmail artist. Use 5/32 for Byzantine bracelets, yeah, and necklaces. Right on. Is that the bottom there? That's the bottom. Okay, put a ring here. So, that's my recommendation. Of course, do whatever you want, but if you want to use a different ring size, just whatever the aspect ratio of 18 gauge 5/32 is, use that to figure out what ring size you're going to use. I would recommend, right? And I'm someone who's learning from my mistakes, right? So I think we need to thin it out up here a little bit, but I'll do that tomorrow. Otherwise, I think this kind of looks good. I think we need to swap some rings around. That's a little straight and not curvy at all. Maybe move some rings out of the way here. I'll do all that tomorrow. Right now, we're putting down material. Yeah, one more. And it's looking good. Yeah, so whatever ring size has a 3.5, 3.5 aspect ratio. That is what I would use, personally. So, I think it would have been a lot less heartache But also, like I've mentioned previously, right? I was very early in my chainmail career, so I was inexperienced and I didn't have the infrastructure there was today. This project was more challenging, both mentally and above my skill level for trying to freehand it at the time. So there's just a lot better ways to do this stuff than what I've done. YouTube has some bitrate issues. You had to keep switching, keep it alive, switching back to TikTok for now. All right. Thanks for letting me know. Interesting. I will investigate. I don't ever pull up YouTube, usually. I will upload a short or two there every once in a while. But that is... I only stream to YouTube because it's like cataloging all of this work I've done. Like, yeah, there's probably a better way to do that. Or there's probably a better way to run my YouTube channel. But there's a ton of work to running a YouTube channel. And unless you're an expert or have a video editor or know what you're doing, and I don't want to fight the platforms for getting views, right? I just want to stream and make chainmail. I don't want to waste my time. Mayor Gustavo, you are popping up. How you doing? Sorry, I've got 3 comment sections open on 5 different platforms right now. Thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate it. So I don't want to fight the platforms vying for, SEO keywords or massive amounts of viewership, right? Which would be awesome. It would be great, but I don't know how to do that. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, okay, I'm streaming to 5 different platforms right now. My untechnological, Luddite butt has figured this much out. So, maybe one day. Used to stream to Twitch, then export to YouTube. Yeah. No, I get it. Because I tried doing that at first, and then I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. So that's when I picked up Streamlabs. And most of the time it works okay. And most of the time we get a couple viewers and we hang out, we chill. I introduce someone to chainmail and, it ends up being a good night. So maybe one day I'll make something awesome from chainmail that'll go viral, or one of my products will go viral, right? And in 10 years' time, I'll be an overnight success, right? Okay, this is coming down. All right. Okay, so the A is like a little wonky, but we've got our parameters from top to bottom. This probably needs thinned out because it doesn't look like that. It's supposed to be a little more thin, and we need to fix this up here, but I'll do that later. This, I can already tell, needs to be cleaned up a lot, but we'll work with what we have. You're already a success in your own right. Look how cool you are in your knowledge and trade. Thanks, Fenrir. So, but yes, I am definitely accomplished in making stuff from chainmail and getting more accomplished in introducing people to it And it's fun. It's what I like. This is what I enjoy doing. Okay. So there's a little splotch of green right down here. See if we can't kind of map this out a little bit. This is wonderful. You are touching lives and living as a mentor. I wish to be like you. An inspiration. Oh, thank you. I hope I am an inspiration to someone. I try not to teach, right? I guess you could call what I do mentorship a little bit. Everyone I've ever taught to do anything quit what they were doing. So I stopped trying to teach people and only ever try and point them in the right direction to where they can get their questions answered. And that seems to work out a lot better. So, speaking of mentorship, if you are interested in learning how to make chainmail, I have several recommendations. And the first one is, there's an app in my Linktree called the Mailworks app. It's available on Google and Apple, and it's free to download. And I filled it with resources for new chainmail artists, people getting into the craft, and veteran chainmail artists who just want to have a plethora of resources. That's what I screwed up. At their fingertips, and we're making it more and more valuable every day. Like today, I made AWG, an American wire gauge, to SWG or standard wire gauge conversion chart, and I will be getting what do you call it? I will be adding that to the app, and I added. There's a section of helpful links. I've got to fix the widget for it. You wish there was a WebPC version? I mean, I don't know about that. Maybe a WebPC version. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. But where was I? Yeah, so today I added a link to where you download Irregular Grid Painter, which is a program you should have if you want to make inlays, right? Read the instructions on the page. Download what you need to in order to make inlays, right? I added a link to the Jelly Cube calculator, but I need to make it a little more explanatory, right? There's also a link to the Scale Mail Designer, which is up and working, and it's cool. And the issue is that when you click on the link in the app, it opens up the Scale Mail Designer page, which is very difficult to work on a phone. Do you ever look at medieval pieces and judge and take notes on craftsmanship? 100%. 100%. I'm in a... Okay, so in the Mailworks app, there's a section for groups and forums. One of the groups is the Rivet Mail group, I think it's called. And they practice improving their riveting for their chainmail, right? And they do... they go over what tools they're using and all kinds of stuff. And they post period pieces from museums all over the world and note, the difference between all of them, right? And I am not an experienced, I'm not experienced at riveted chainmail yet. Hopefully by the end of the year I will be. But yes, absolutely. In that group in particular, they discuss how different rings were made in the past and whatnot. What is my favorite fail and your favorite win? So if a piece sticks around here long enough, it eventually becomes a win, right? Like I have this piece right here. This piece is in its 4th iteration, right? It was 2 chunks of it's okay. This is the Byzantine weave, and there's like rings of Byzantine holding them that I wove into bigger rings of Byzantine, right? So this whole thing is a Byzantine pattern, right? It's exactly the same as the weave I used to make it. See those 3 individual rings there? That's these 3 rings right here, okay? But this was a lump of metal, and it looked like crap until I had enough spare rings from other projects that I had torn apart and made into something else. And now this is actually, if you look up above my head, this at my logo, this is my logo, right? Now, I've got to change out the inner ring in here. I need a 2.5-inch ring in here to hold it so that it's solid, right? That's the last thing I think I have to do with that, and otherwise it's done. Do I make my own rings or buy them? Hopefully by the end of the year, I will be making my own rings, because a lot of the sculptures that I have planned are ring intensive. And I don't want to pay all the money for saw cut rings if I don't have to. I have made my own rings before, way back in the day. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. But since about 2005, I made my own rings for like 8 years. And I came up with crappy rings made from galvanized steel. And they were just bad. And so I swore off making rings for a long time. But I've learned a lot since then. And now I am prepared to begin making my own rings again. Because the ring intensive sculptures, and it's just something that every chainmail artist should know how to do. Like, you should know what makes a quality chainmail ring, and you should be, if not practiced, you should have the basic knowledge of how to make a quality chainmail ring, right? So yeah, by the end of the year, I hope to have my coiling and cutting setup put together. Haven't done it in a long time. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Capturing essence. Rachel, how are you? Yeah, Rachel. Right. And as far as wins go, I've got 2 wins right now that are my favorite, right? I have a Bubba coffee cup that is covered in interwoven Byzantine hexagons. I can grab that for you if you'd like to see it. That was a cool piece I did. I've done a lot of bottle wraps and stuff. One of my first projects, I wrapped a 44-ounce beer stein. And so that was cool. But I thought the interwoven Byzantine hexagons were probably the coolest thing I've made so far. Cutting on rings takes so much space, especially if you go the anodized route. I will only be anodizing titanium. That's the only material I'll be anodizing. I will not be anodizing aluminum. Too many chemicals for me. And I don't want to work in aluminum. outside of static pieces like this inlay. No, no shade to those who make stuff out of aluminum, out of anodized aluminum. It's just not something I want to do. Alright. I think we can put black all around this. Same on the chemicals. Yeah, you're so happy and excited for your win. Way to go. Yeah, do you want to see it? It's over on the windowsill. It's probably dusty. But it's one of my favorite pieces so far. Because a lot of people don't like Byzantine because they only make... You're heading out. Keep up the good work. All right, Fenrir. Have a good one. What happened to my ring? A lot of people take Byzantine and they make chain out of it. Which is 100% fine. But Byzantine is one of the few weaves that has like three-dimensional sculptural applications. Right? And not this way, right? This is a Byzantine sculpture made from rings of Byzantine, right? Like, yeah, okay. This is a sculptural application of Byzantine, but the way Byzantine works, there's multiple ways to put it together and branch out off of it on an X, Y, and Z axis, right? As opposed to, do I have another weave? As opposed to this half Persian bracelet here, right? Difficult to expand upon this. Not impossible, but difficult. Whereas the Byzantine, you can connect the ring here at these two rings, you know, just loop a ring through there. You can loop rings through these three rings right there. And you know, if you want to make an angle, right? There's enough room in there to add another chain hanging from that. All right, Magenta RV, have a good one. Willow, what kind of snacks did you bring? So anyway, I love Byzantine. It's one of my favorite weaves, just because you can do so much with it. I did this inverted or interwoven Byzantine hexagon thing, and like it was just a cool piece, you know. It made for a very heavy coffee cup, but it works. I haven't actually used it as a coffee cup in a while because I don't really leave my house. I'm kind of just here all the time. Opening and closing rings. Getting stuff done. And I've got a lot of stuff done. Popcorn, the ice cream didn't make it back to the desk. Nice. Nice. My kid has ice cream day at school tomorrow, so he's very excited. Yeah, there've been quite a few project wins, you know, stuff I tried and it just ended up working out, which that's my favorite part about chainmail. Okay, like you're only limited by what you make, by your imagination and your experience, right? And I don't want you to think that I'm like trying to be hokey or anything, but that's really the case, you know? It's like once you get good enough, you can just go and make whatever you want. You want a chainmail hammock? Okay, you can do it. It's going to be a huge project, but you can do it. You want, I don't know what else. What have I got on my list? Okay, so I made this little monkey fist knot the other day. I was taking a nap, and I was just kind of thinking about monkey fists, because I had, like, just watched a video where they were doing knot work, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to do a monkey fist. And I had all these rings that I wanted to get rid of, right? And I got up from my nap knowing how to put this together, like how this was going to work, right? It's not overly complicated or anything, right? It's just 9 chains placed around each other. Okay, but I was watching the knotwork videos and thinking, oh, I needed to make one long chain to do all that, right? Well, now that I've made this, of course, someone said, hey, why don't you make one long chain with a ball bearing in the middle, like your standard monkey fists have. And so now I have large monkey fist with, I'm going to try and use round mail because it's like a rope-like weave. So that'll be a fun project. I got to find a large enough ball bearing. I don't know what size ball bearing I need, so that's going to be fun trying to figure that out. You want popcorn but can't make it till little man goes to sleep? He devours it, and in some cases, materials. Yep. All right. So, yeah, my child is devouring everything in the house. He is 4'11", 4'10 and a half, 4'11", somewhere in there. We just took his height a minute ago. He's 9 years old. He's taller and bigger than everyone in his class. Last night he ate 9 pieces of pizza, and tonight he had 3 of the little chicken cordon bleu deals, as well as sides. So I think he's about to grow soon. He'll get like that. He'll devour everything in the house, and then he'll shoot up a few inches, and he'll stop eating. But when he's growing, or when he's about to grow, he's just consumes everything. Yeah, he's about to sprout up for sure. And I don't beat my child. Not because I don't agree or disagree with it. I don't agree with hitting your kids, right? And that's my personal preference. I grew up, I was spanked. I don't think it's a good thing. So I never spanked my kid, right? I didn't know how big he was going to be either, right? So now I'm glad I didn't spank him, because there's going to come a point where I'm going to be like telling him what to do, and he's going to get mad, and he's going to start and try and throw hands, and I'm going to be looking up at him, right? Like he's going to be up here. And I'm just going to be like, no, I didn't beat you as a kid. You don't get to hit me when you're a foot taller than me. Oh, I can fix this right. Yeah, right now. Your brothers were like that, especially the football player. Couldn't keep any snacks around. I believe it. This is why I don't, it's like I wait until after stream or when I'm not streaming to fix this stuff, because you gotta twist everything around and it's real wonky. There we go. Okay. So yeah, he's getting big. Chowing down on everything he can get his hands on. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. One more on our way to 10,000. We're so close now. So close. And hopefully, see, if we get to 10,000 follows and I can use Streamlabs to control everything, like the volume of the music, the sound coming from the microphone, how the stream looks, okay? That'll be a lot nicer, and we won't have all the drop frame rates now that we're hard lined in with a Ethernet cable. So hopefully we won't have any more issues soon. Cross your fingers. Soon. I figure we'll probably hit 10,000 by the end of the month. If I keep streaming and people keep following me for my good looks, my charm, and my sense of humor, then yeah, we'll hit 10,000 followers by the end of the month, which is amazing. I might have to do a couple daytime streams, but it's one of those things where, like, the more followers you accumulate, the faster you grow, kind of thing, because you have like more people for the platforms to show your content to, and I was never able to manage that on any other platform. It's like I tried for years to gain a interested following over on Facebook, and it just never ever worked. So I've got like 2,000 followers over there, or 2,000 friends, and they're a good group of people, don't get me wrong. You're like supposed to be able to max out at 5,000. 5,000 friends. But your business page can have any amount of followers. You know, you can have millions of followers on your business page. But what they don't tell you is that if you start a business account on their platform, that they won't show anything you post to your business page to anyone unless you pay for it. So that sucks a whole lot. So you can go and look at any of the posts on my business page over on Facebook, and I doubt any one of them has more than 10 likes or 10 reactions. But it is the way it is. That's why I want to stream to TikTok and get a stream key, and not that TikTok is going to magically solve all my problems, but it has been much easier to build an audience over here. And I like the platform better. And I like Show better than I like Mark. I don't like Mark at all. Anyway, all right. So what else? What else? Man, that A's screwed up, but this is looking good. It's coming together. Project 20 years in the making. I don't think I actually started this till like 2006. 2005, 2006. Sometime in there. I got back in June of 2005 from Iraq. And I was stationed at Fort Sam shortly after I got back. Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio. No, a year after I got back, I was stationed at Fort Sam. So sometime between getting back in June of 05 and getting to Fort Sam in June of 06 is when I started this. So it's getting somewhere. One ring at a time. And I will do like a quasi-official count of rings I just want a general idea. I think it's going to be around 40,000. So, I believe, right? I could be wrong. I think it's in the ballpark of that. And that will be 3 projects that I have going on right now that have more than 40,000 rings in them. So, I need to get some done. I need to get some work done. And I need to stop screwing around. Because I want all of my basement projects done by the end of the year. That's the whole goal. Basement projects done by the end of the year. Get my power supply for anodizing. Get my finish setting up my rivet setup so I can rivet chainmail rings. What'd I say? I need a anodizer, power supply for anodizing, riveting. I have a welder to weld rings to make welded chainmail. And then a coiling and cutting setup, just so that I have everything I need to be a fully capable chainmail shop. And someone comes in and they want a head-to-toe suit of chainmail that's riveted or welded or made of titanium and anodized, right? I want to be able to do that. I don't know if I would take that commission, but I want to be able to. Then next year, after I have everything set up, I'll be good to go, and we can take commissions and do custom work and make big chainmail sculptures and fun stuff like that. And maybe I will actually end up selling something someday. That'd be nice. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Weaving Links, how you doing? That sounds like a familiar name. So I follow a bunch of chainmail artists on a bunch of different platforms, and I try to share everyone's stuff as much as possible, but doing well. How about yourself? I'm doing just fine. Getting this project somewhere. If not done, we're getting it somewhere. The stream is streaming. The rings are ringing. The pliers are pliering. And we're showing people some chainmail. Hopefully one day this will all be done. Yes, the pliers are pliering. How thick do I want to make this? Is it thin? Is it thick? Is it fat? It's fat. Okay. Little bit more outwards. I've kind of like I need to remove this and this section here. I'll do that tomorrow, right? And then it'll look more natural as this is the strand that comes down. You can't see it over here. Sorry guys. But I'll fix that tomorrow. I say I'll fix it tomorrow. I probably won't, because now that I'm out of rings for this cube, I don't know why, but I was like, I had this small bag of rings that I only had a couple thousand left. I had like 3,000 rings left, and I was like, okay, let me finish this before I go and do the stuff that I'm supposed to do, right? So I finished all the rings on this earlier today. I pulled this, the Finnegans Wake flag out because it was sitting right next to where I work at my desk. And I was like, okay, I can work on this while I'm streaming, right? As opposed to trying to work on the saddlebag over there. I tried setting it up so people could watch, but it's really not, you don't get a good view with my tripod and camera. So I was just like, all right, screw it, let me work on the Finnegans Wake flag and we'll do the inlay on stream, and then tomorrow, and I keep saying tomorrow. I've said tomorrow every day for every stream for like the last 2 weeks. I'll go and work on the saddlebags. It's 3/4 of the way done. I just need to finish it. I just have, it's a project that I want it done, but I lost all motivation to do it. Like, all the chainmail is done. All the holes are drilled. I just have to lace the leather cord through like 7 layers of leather and plastic and chainmail to get it to stick to the saddlebag nice and tight, right? And it's a really boring process. That's the problem. So I need 2 days to sit down and finish doing it, and then it'll be done. There is a Renaissance Festival coming up this weekend in Janesville, which is like an hour away from me. And 2 days would be Thursday and Friday. I could, theoretically, get the saddlebags done and then ride it out to Janesville. And now that my bike will have chainmail on it, someone asked me why I was putting chainmail on the motorcycle. They asked if I was going to start jousting on it, right? So now I want to make a video, and I just wonder if I can get into the Renaissance Festival grounds, like probably not Janesville, but like Bristol or something, after the fair, or before, I don't know, and just be me in my motorcycle vest that has chainmail on it, and my motorcycle that has chainmail on it with a lance driving through the joust, That'd be a cool video to make. I would need someone skilled at making videos. What I should do, though, is I should get a lance for jousting, right? And like build in something on the bike so that it holds the lance. That's probably not safe to ride with. That's okay. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. It's like I have a half helmet that I do plan on hydro dipping in a chainmail pattern along with like all the furniture on the bike. Like the front and rear fender, the side panels, and the gas tank, I'm going to have them hydro dipped in a chainmail pattern. And I'm going to do my half helmet too. But I could have the lance like on the backside of the bike mounted and get one of my full face helmets and have it, what do you call it? Not paintbrushed, airbrushed. Have it airbrushed to look like a helm. That'd be cool. Hey Jen, how you doing? So yeah, I want to make a video of me riding my motorcycle with a lance through the joust at the Renaissance Festival. and we'll take a like we'll here's what we can do. We'll do like multiple passes, and then we'll do you know the videos where the truck is driving towards the concrete wall, and it just comes at the concrete wall, or the angle of the camera changes a bunch of different times, and you just see the truck driving up. And so we'll do a video where I'm being shot from multiple angles, making passes in the motorcycle, but it just looks like I'm only getting to a certain point before the video restarts, and then we'll have one of the knights with their horse ride through, and we'll do the multiple camera angles on them, and so it looks like we're gonna run into each other, but we never do. That'd be a fun video. Okay. All right, if you want to see that, my website's right there, myusername.com. What am I using yellow for? I need black. I need black rings. Alrighty. It's like I've seen the wooden swords at the Renaissance Festival. I don't know. I've never looked for a lance at a Renaissance Festival. They've got to sell them, right? It's probably required by Renaissance Festival law that someone has to sell lances for jousting. Thank you for the heart. Appreciate you. Actually got a lot of gifts tonight. I think this is one of my best gift nights ever. Last night? Was it last night? I made 65 cents. That was my best gift night that I'm aware of. I may have gotten $1 at some point. But last night was the most recent night, or the most memorable night where I made some money. And I think the $1 came from the wife, so I don't know if that counts. But thank you for the heart. Did get a lot of gifts earlier, so it was very cool. Appreciate all of your support. All of the funds will be donated, or all of the funds will be directed towards getting me on my Road King with a lance, driving through the joust at a Renaissance Festival. I don't even know how. I guess I could just break in. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to trespass. Ooh, 26 roses. Thank you so much. I suppose I would have to like contact their event coordinator, sign some kind of release form stating that, they give their permission for me to use their property in a video. I would probably have to do all of that, which I'm willing to do. I think it would be a fun video to try and make. Okay, so that's the goal. Tomorrow, finish the saddlebags. I don't know if I want to drive the hour out to Janesville. I'm kind of spoiled. I used to drive 3.5 hours from San Antonio out to Houston to go to the Texas Renaissance Festival, and I'd camp out there, and I would go the whole weekend, right? And anymore, Bristol is 15 minutes away from my house, maybe 20. I'm going to take an Uber there this next this next Ren Fair season. Be him, bro. Yeah, I think that if I'm riding on my Road King through a jousting lane with a lance. Elspeth, how you doing? You doing okay? Right on, right on. I'm doing okay. I'm doing better now. We had all kinds of problems at the beginning of the stream. It was nigh on a disaster. Had to restart the stream, reset the router. All good fun. I think we have everything figured out now. All we're missing is a stream key for TikTok. Just got home from work. Right on, right on. How was work? I hope you had a good day. All right, I'm so glad I made the decision to add a black outline to everything. If you weren't here earlier, I explained it. There's the green rings are all mismatched, right? If you ever make an inlay, know how many rings you need of each color, order all of the rings you're going to need in one sitting, right, for an inlay. Because no two batches of rings are going to be the same. Right, so I have a bunch of different colored greens, right? I did manage to get all of this is just bright aluminum, all the silver. It's just a bare aluminum, so no issue there. The black, I got two different color blacks, but they mostly match. And then I did end up ordering enough yellow to change out the gold that I had that was very faded and you couldn't tell. So, work was long. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Was long and busy? You have the 11,000 set aside for your cube. I'm halfway done. How you doing, Charlie? I'm halfway done, and I'm gonna order all the rest of the rings in one fell swoop here, just as soon as I get my taxes. So. Work was long as hell for you today, really busy? Yeah, you understand that? You need to order more black rings. We'll also need more green rings soon. Yeah. So, I mean, if I'm not judging anyone for not ordering all of their rings on their inlay. I'm just merely mentioning it because we were talking about all of the mistakes I made on this project when I got started. You want to send me 11 grand as a deposit on the cube? Done. All right, so this is where we're at. We got that A. It needs a little bit more work, and the gold in that corner, it's a little funky looking, but nothing. A couple of hours, not even a couple hours. We can fix that pretty easily tomorrow. Need some purple rings for a project? No money for them yet. Yeah, I just spent $500 on my Ringception Cube project. Oh, excuse me. Which is over there. And it was, I've got all the rings for it. Now I just need to assemble it. I need 380 rings of Byzantine, just like this. I need 380 of them. So, I think these have 84 rings in them. Those only need 70. So 380 times 70 is 26,600 rings. So started some boot chains, but you need to order some charms and more rings. Nice, nice. Right on. All right. So we got the A pretty much wrapped up. I'll take care of the rest of it tomorrow. Got to do the W and then finish the yellow knot work and then throw green all around it, make some curtain loops, some curtain rod loops up top, put some dags on the bottom. I've got this yellow here and what's in the coffee can. I've got this bright aluminum here, a bunch of green, so we should be good on green, and a bunch of black. I've got like 1.5 of these. This is half full right here. And then 2 of these of the black, right? All of these rings need to go on this project. So, you have a bunch of ideas for some belts. Another guy you met makes buckles. You're going to collab? Right on. I think that's an excellent idea. I have a bunch of belts. I'm redoing them, right? I have one right here. This is my Flogging Molly belt buckle. Who doesn't love Flogging Molly? And this is called Interwoven 4-in-1. It's a wonderful weave. I love it so much. But I'm okay with how this is connected. On a lot of the other belts, the belt has a tendency to slide around. So because this crease is here, right? That little angled up portion of the... Can't see it over here. Right there. Right there. That little divot portion up holds this belt in place, right? And but the end, it does go through and it will connect. Right? Like you can clamp this down. It'll stay. Right? Don't make a liar out of me. There you go. So that's pretty solid, like your standard belt, right? But the reality is that doing that puts a lot of stress on the rings, on the individual rings. And so I'm going to make a leather end for this side, for the end of the belt. And make it a little easier to use as a belt. So, and I've got a bunch of belts to do that with. So, alright. That was one of the weaves you were thinking of doing? 4 to 5 Byzantine chain linked together? Yeah. 4 to 5 chains of Byzantine linked together to make a belt's going to be heavy. This is hefty, but chainmail belts work, and they're cool. I've got the belts and a bunch of guitar straps to do. To add leather work to. Not to... The chainmail's already made. I just got to make the... I think they're all interwoven 4-in-1 too. Those are the only ones I have left. And I'm redoing them. Not because they're not... Well, actually, I'll show you. They're not great, right? Like, the leather work on them sucks. Let's see here. So, I did that, right? And I never took it to a market anywhere or anything. But this is pretty shitty. My leather work has much improved since then, and I don't like the idea of having a bare chain with nothing protecting the guitar. So I'm going to take all my chainmail guitar straps, mount them to leather, and then sell them, ideally. You have 2 people wanting a guitar strap as well? Yeah. Chainmail guitar straps for heavy metal rock stars. I have a guitar. I seriously think that you definitely need to put a protective layer on the chainmail to protect the guitar from the chain. Swish. So that's my opinion. You do what you want. I'm not, if you make a guitar strap and somebody wants it the way it is, that is up to you. Yeah, leather on the part that connects to the guitar. Yeah, for sure. I'm putting leather on the part that connects to the guitar and all underneath the strap is what I'm saying. Because I have a bunch of straps, and I'm like, I don't want to use them on any guitar because I don't want to scratch them up at all, right? And my guitar is a cheap POS $50 guitar I got from a pawn shop 100 years ago, right? Yeah. I have a picture, Rich. If do you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook? If you do follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I have a picture of a guitar strap I saw where it's how I'm going to set up my guitar straps as far as adjusting them and everything. So I can send you that photo if you're interested. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us. I won't put that there. All right. For anyone who's been hanging out, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories over at mailworks.com. My username.com, right? I also make stuff from chainmail like monkey fists and cubes and jewelry and belts and guitar straps and sculptures and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm usually here 8:30 to 10 most nights of the week, hanging out just making something, right? And if you're new here, didn't I just say that? If you're new here, I'm usually here 8:30 to 10 most nights of the week, right? But if you like what you see and you want to see more chainmail stuff to get made, right? If you use discount code LIVESTREAM, all one word, lowercase, at mailworks.com, you can get 20% off anything in the store. I recommend the giant chainmail snug hoodie. If you go to my TikTok profile, you can see or any of my socials right now, you can see how big this giant snug hoodie is. It's large and fluffy. Hey, Renee, how you doing? You think you follow me on Insta? Yeah. Send me a message on Instagram, same username, and I'll find that picture for you of how I plan on doing the adjuster for the guitar strap. Please go to my link tree in my TikTok bio and follow me on other social media platforms. Help me grow all my channels, and I will one day be really famous for making chainmail. And what else? Follow me on my other socials. Go to my website. I'm usually here 8:30 to 10. Use discount code LIVESTREAM. You finally started doing chainmail. Could you please talk a bit about pliers? These are Xuron 483s. I love them for 18 gauge wire rings and below. So 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, and so on. And I've got a pair of Wubbers that have been quite handy for many years. These are fancier chainmail pliers. If you're going to be doing this long term, I definitely recommend getting some. If you are just starting out, right? These are the pliers I started with. I got them from my grandpa's tool drawer, his junk drawer / tool drawer from back in the day. These are good for like 16 gauge, 14 gauge, 12 gauge. Well, maybe not 12 gauge. You get into 12 gauge and you're looking for like some like lineman's pliers, something a little heavier duty. The ones I'm thinking of elude me right now as to what they are. Right. But if you just started making chainmail, go to, okay. Here's the last thing. The last thing I have to say for the night. If you are, like Renee, just getting into chainmail, yeah, for a 14 gauge steel, you're looking at like lineman's pliers, right? They have teeth, but you can grind those down, and the more experienced you get making chainmail, the less marks you'll make. And then I'm trying to think of the plier brand that people use for 14 gauge. And I don't remember it off the top of my head. There is like a higher end specialty plier. There's also some, I think they're called parallel pliers, where the jaws, instead of the jaws coming in at each other like a crab claw, right? The jaws close in on the ring, at the same rate all the way down. So, no, I mentioned Zerons earlier. You get a feel for the pliers, you won't scar the metal. Yeah, if you get experience, different metals are softer and harder than others, and so practice with your pliers. You won't scar up your rings if your pliers have teeth. But if you're just getting started making chainmail, in my link tree, there's a link to the Mailworks app. It's for new and veteran chainmail artists. It's got all of the resources I wish I would have had 28 years ago when I first got started. Where to find chainmail ring suppliers, where to find tutorials, where to find where other chainmail artists hang out, and much more. What did you do, Johnny Danger? How you doing? I think I saw what you did. You joined one of the chainmail groups and you posted something. Unless there's another Johnny Danger out there. But yeah, the Mailworks app is free. And there is a link to the Mailworks Discord in there, inside the app. That's the only place it's linked. You can download the app for free. There is a link to my website on there, of course. And so yeah, download the Mailworks app, join the Discord. If you have any questions, it's another place for people to ask questions about chainmail. There are already several excellent chainmail artists that are a part of the Discord, and so pretty knowledgeable group already. And then we're just it just opened up, so there's not a lot of people in there yet, but join us. We're having a good time. You did a little Euro 4-in-1 tiny rings? Yeah, I did. I saw that. I liked it. I was wondering if that was you. I assumed it was, but, you never know. Never know on the internet. All right, with that, I am out. Tomorrow is a school night, or tonight is a school night, so I got to get going. You all have a wonderful evening. Use discount code LIVESTREAM over at mailworks.com. Get 20% off anything you purchase in the store. And with that, I bid you adieu. You all have a wonderful evening. All right? I'll be back hopefully tomorrow. Pending, hope, if something comes up, I won't be here. But otherwise, I should be here. All right? You all have a good night. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.